Yo, what's good, you guys? It's your girl, Becky the Poet here. You guys are now tuning in to Stay One Up. Welcome. It's been a long overdue. I haven't done an interview for Stay One Up in a long time, but what better group to do it with? If you guys don't know, I'm here with the AbNormal. Okay, I'm here with part of the AbNormal. It's the Asian in me, y'all. I'm here with the AbNormal Review part of their crew. We have Dewan Jamal, Christoph, and Lottie Dottie.
Yay.
The Dottie's not
like
part of there. But yes, go ahead, and I've already introduced you guys, so just give them like a little brief bio about who you guys are and what role you guys play in the AbNormal Review.
All right. So, well, in the AbNormal Review, I'm actually the host and the curator of the showcase. So yeah, that's what I do in the AbNormal Review.
I'm an artist based out of Dallas, Texas, and my role I bring to it is just my songwriting and being a rapper, vocalist, whatever you.
I bring instrumentalists to the group, along as play guitar for the group, and just kind of like support Dewan Jamal and how he's curating sound and choosing to pass it through the studio, basically.
And then let me say this: the AbNormal Review is where we perform.
True.
We are the AbNormals in this collective.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Everyone who performs at the AbNormal Review is not an abnormal.
True. True.
So,
that is
yeah.
true. These are the originals. Everybody else is just like the extraterrestrials.
That's not what we're saying.
I'm just
That's
kidding.
not what we're saying.
The real.
But I will say, I watched you. Been to 2 of your shows, all lovely.
And you performed at.
I performed at 1.
Yeah.
I'm still gonna get back to it. I told her Dewan I retired a little bit. You gotta give me like some time. Anyways, so I see you guys have put this together, the AbNormals. All right. Now I know you guys are slowly posting on the Instagram. Go ahead and drop the Instagram.
It is We Are the AbNormals.
Now, yeah. So they're like secretive. They move silently, but when they post, it's like legit. It's like shit. Like I was just explaining how like Dewan just sent me a list of the tracks that's gonna be on this new project, and I fell in love with Christoph's song, and I was like, I love
Appreciate it.
singing ass dudes.
Right, but see, he was a rapper and he was singing on there.
So,
yeah.
Now I feel like you had a lot to do with that part. Did you morph him? Not morph him for that project. Did you decide, hey, you should try singing? Is that your idea?
No, I know when we were in the studio, because he already wrote it. He let me assist with producing his vocals when we were in the studio, and I did tell him we should take a more singy approach to it, especially because me and Bria were going to add the harmonies and things like that. But how would you?
Yeah, that's like how it went down. Yeah. Like originally when we did it, it was in a melodic way like that, but yeah, Dewan for sure helped me like clean it up when we got to recording it.
Well, I really like it, honestly. I feel like this project
right
off
here. It happened off the whim, actually. Yeah.
What is it? A 5-track project?
6. It'll be 6 tracks.
Okay.
We just released the single "Spaced Out," and it'll also be on the project as well.
I listened to it. I love it. It's one of those songs that kind of like actually the whole project puts you like in the mood of like chill. You don't get that hard, angry rap. You don't get that hard, angry trap music that you can't relate to. You don't get that hella sad heartbreak R&B. You get like that perfect mood. Like you're not sad, you're not happy. It's like it fits, moody. And I feel like a lot of it has to do with also like the instrumentals that Lottie helps with.
Lottie's going crazy.
I've sat with one session with Lottie and Preach, and Lottie's just playing his life away,
Lottie
and it's just so
either.
beautiful. Lottie, like how do you just start playing and just make it sound so good?
Practice, just time and practice, and collaborating with people like Dewan and Christoph, and just like the more artists I play with, the more styles I learn and kind of like different ways to play. I always say like whatever made me a better artist is like who I've played guitar for or who I performed with alongside.
Well, I will say this, Lottie, you're all over the DFW Metroplex.
Yes.
Everywhere I turn, you're with I don't know how to pronounce her name correctly, but her name is Ray
Altru.
Yes, you're with her. She has a beautiful ass voice.
We do House of Blues together.
Exactly. When is that going?
Yeah.
We performed last Wednesday, May 5th.
Okay.
We're performing on May 19th again.
Nice. So,
and they kill it. They really do kill that performance.
I really like.
Oh yeah, he was there for the last one. Yeah.
So you guys have a Project Evergreen.
Oh yes.
When is it dropping? And tell the audience what type of vibe they're gonna get from this. Not just my vibe. Like, what vibe are you guys intentionally trying to put out for these people?
Great verbiage. So Evergreen is coming out on 5/21/21, and Christoph has a surprise too to tell about what something that's on that day as well.
Man,
that we did not know.
Is
I
it
didn't
his
even
birthday?
know about this.
That's my birthday.
Woo!
We
Happy
did not know.
birthday.
Yeah, we didn't even plan that at all.
Damn.
Like that's just how things just kind of
You didn't
lined
even
up.
announce it?
Nah, like
Are you a secretive birthday celebrator?
yeah, I am low key. Like you probably won't even know it's my birthday.
I told someone this today. Like, I like the attention of like my birthday, but I won't announce that I want the attention. I just want you to. I just
like
want
you
you to
appreciate
know.
it. Yeah, like
I just want you to know that I want something exciting, extravagant, but I'm not gonna tell you that.
Yeah, it doesn't work like that.
That's okay. That's why that's why I get broken, like broken wishful think, whatever the phrase is.
But yeah, so you said the question was when does it come out, and it was another part. It comes at 5/21/21.
And what vibes are you trying to portray or protrude to the audience, or give them?
We were very intentional about making something that sounded like classic, that could sit in any time, in any place. We were intentional about like the sounds, who was on the track, how we were curating the tracks. We wanted you to be able to listen to it in your car, while you're cleaning up, while you're getting ready. While you're smoking. What?
all the above, really.
Definitely. I think where we started was the garage in Arlington, and that was just having y'all come through and create just during the creation session, not even necessarily with the intention of like specifically recording it, but just to create first and see how well we jive together. I think when we finally came around, I think we came around twice. You had come around once, Dewan.
Well, I came around once, but we came around. We did like in November. Excuse
Yeah,
me.
like this is how far back it was.
In November, we really got
Yeah.
together, and everybody actually came.
Yeah.
And so that was already the crazy part, is we actually got everybody in a room. And what's amazing about this being called Evergreen is a lot of this project was made in a lot of evergreens. It took those evergreens in the garages and evergreens in the studios and evergreens at NEP Studios and evergreens at the park.
I feel like you guys had a lot of fun at NEP Studios.
We did.
Like, I saw the video with Jiggle Water
Yeah.
in the background.
Yeah.
And
So
you guys have a lot of fun.
You at this point, no one has seen it, but you shouldn't have seen it. And you just telling.
I'm just telling the whole world, you guys. It was really good, by the way. So if you guys see it,
Thank
you
you.
can just appreciate it.
That
you know?
one hit me in the chest. I watched it and I
Yeah,
was
me
like,
too, 'cause
oh
I didn't
man.
even expect that.
Because like looking at it through the process, it's hard to believe that we started this in November, and then like maybe had a session or two, and then we went to Kenzie's studio in Universal Arlington.
That was a drummer.
And that was when we like took a whole like day from like 9 in the morning to like 4 in the afternoon, and that's a lot of the footage that you're seeing in there.
I really hear you guys are really passionate about this. Like,
Yeah.
just the AbNormals, you know? Like, the whole thing. I want to say, like, with all of this, like, I feel like you guys are very passionate, and it shows. And one thing that caught my attention was I was happening in the same area as the Juan was calling someone else for something, and he says the phrase, "You just have to make time." And honestly, like, kind of like hit me, because you have like, I'm just gonna say an estimating number. You have 10 different people, right, with different schedules, different life, and for you guys to get together at least once, however many times, is amazing, because I'm pretty sure you guys don't live in the same area.
No.
So like,
No,
how
all
do you
over.
guys make it work
All
to
sides of the
fit whatever day you guys have to meet to record and all this?
If I can kind of chip in with that one, I think
Yes.
like definitely everybody made time. When we first got to the garage and started the creation session, I think everybody was comfortable, and that was kind of like some sort of proof that like we can work cohesively. And then once we know that we can work cohesively, it's just a matter of blocking off enough time with like enough people who know what they're doing and how to create with intent in the studio, and to just make that happen.
Because
Like,
we didn't need after we made the tracks, we didn't necessarily need everybody everywhere.
Okay.
So in Christoph's session,
Like it was just me and Bria, like me, Bria, and you. Like Yeah, like a lot of studio sessions weren't with each other, but we just had like the original jam session with each other, and then when we started recording,
that recording session.
when we started recording, Lottie, Kenzie, and them doing the production, those were like the only 2 times that all of us were in just the same room.
And I suggested,
and then when we shot the video for Jigga
Nice.
and did all that.
yes, and I suggested working in the day for the studio.
Yes.
And I think we also even took that and still suggested it as working in the day for when we were at NEP Studios.
Yeah.
So, like,
And we take that in everything we do it as like Lottie did say that when we were planning to do the recording. He said if we work it like a job,
yeah,
it will we can get it a lot more done. And so we started an hour late, but everybody was there by 10.
Yeah.
And we were finished by like 3.
Mhm.
We had it until 4, but we were finished with everything that we needed to do because everybody wanted to be there. That's really it's being present, Becky,
Yeah.
but it's also it's being in the room, but it's also being present in the room.
Nice.
Like you can be in the room, but if you're not present in what you do well, why are you in the room?
Right.
You know. And so we had people who wanted to be in the room and give their skills to the room.
Nice.
That's what made Evergreen dope.
that's very true.
Yeah.
I love how you guys add a little bit of everything in like music genre world, right? You added
Yeah.
poetry with Breon.
Did that shock you hearing Breon do a poem?
No, I knew she was a poet. I knew she was a poet, but I think poetry and music is very odd to me because some people can make it work, some people can't, and some people who sometimes throw in poetry there just to throw poetry in there, it throws me off. Like for example, the artist her,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
she is a poet also, but she adds it in her songs, which plays out very well. But then sometimes you have people who just throw it in there, and it's like, well,
I feel
there's a
you.
poet, and I'm just like, cool.
So
But
good
like
job.
the way you guys put it together, it rode together, and honestly, like the track, I was listening, it kind of flows all together. Like
Make
there's
Time?
like
You're talking about Make Time in particular or
no, just
Jigga
all
Wobble?
of them. Like
Okay.
I feel like if you were to arrange them a certain way, like it would flow like all together like smoothly. Like there might be like a small transition, you can tell like it transitioned, but overall it's very smooth. Like I listened
It
to it
is.
quite a bit. Like I mean I was like going through these songs. I was like, let's do this, and I listened to it and I was like, okay, like it was smooth. And then like there's some parts where I didn't know there was gonna be anybody else. So for example, Breon was doing most of her song, and then I heard Christoph come in and I was like, did not see that coming at all. And I was
Yeah.
like, wow, like it shocked me, but it was
Yes.
like, cause like sometimes when you're listening to music, you're like, all right, like you know, like high top people, you're like, Lil Wayne's gonna come in, Drake's gonna come in, cool. We already know that. Rick Ross, like you hear that all the time. But then like you know the transition's coming, but then you're like, I didn't even hear him coming. I was like, whoa, and I was like, who's that voice? So you were just listening to the song, you're like, who is that? And I'm like, who is that? Didn't know you could sing. Didn't even know, I knew you was a rapper from the
show.
his event, the show. But I was like, didn't see that coming. So I love that this kind of was glued together perfectly. There's no mishaps at all. And honestly, like the content you guys are putting out, like I'm ready for it to just be put out on all platforms.
Thank you.
Nah,
Thank you for
us
that.
too.
May
Yeah, we are.
Yeah,
We're
us too,
ready
for
because
sure.
we've been working on it for a minute.
So I always like to challenge artists when it comes out of this. You have one platform out, one project out, I'm sorry. But do you have something else lined up as well too? Because you know how it is. Some people love this album, EP, whatever you want to call it, right? But then they're like, where's the next one? Do you have something lined up for people like us who are just always waiting for that next one coming? For example, J. Cole had us wait like 5 years. Like, do you have something coming
and
up
it's
for
still
us?
not even the fall off.
I know. Do you guys have something coming up for us after the Evergreen?
Yes. Go, Lottie.
That's
What you got? I
Why
mean,
you put that on me?
That's
though?
a good question. But yeah, no, I'm saying all of us have. So let's start with you.
I think yeah, like all of us have like material and content coming out, but as the crew together, the AbNormals, I'm pretty sure if we choose to like get together again, everyone that was invested in the first project will be just as invested in the second. So it's like right now everyone's got an individual like thing to do.
right.
So we're gonna get busy.
We
But at
are.
some point, I feel like we'll eventually come back together and say that it's time for the second project. And when that happens, the time will be right.
I feel like you guys hold each other accountable very well, whether it's a group
yes.
project or individuals.
Let me tell you,
Do I will press anybody?
I will. I will press
You don't
them.
care.
Dewan will start the song over in the performance to make sure that we get this right.
My thing is, I put so much pressure on them. Now I feel pressure. Like I'm so pressured to be doper than I already was. You know, I want to be doper, like try to be better because I'm hearing their new stuff and it's like, oh shit, I gotta compete. I gotta get in this. I gotta get out here and really, you know. And so yes, I love it. We do. We all hold each other up, but we don't bullshit with each other. It is what it is. Like if
So if it sucks, it sucks.
it's just, I feel like you could do this or
Yeah.
you could have did that. Let's try this again, you know. So yeah, we do hold each other accountable. But I am working on new music, and I'm working on my own music, but also producing a couple of other artists' projects. I'm not gonna say who they are yet, but a couple of other
Just gonna
artists.
tease
projects.
that on the podcast.
Yes.
I know
No.
he's gonna tease it right now. He's gonna be like,
just like
Becky,
Yes.
bring them back so we can know some more.
Yes.
What
I mean,
happened?"
whenever you're ready, just bring me back. Yeah.
So
What you got?
I know he's been quiet
'Cause he
lately.
got- he has-
I was
no, he has
about to-
something.
I was about to just pull you out there. So
No,
like,
I'm saying tell them what you're working. What you were
what you
working
working
on.
on and what
Oh, what
individual
I'm
projects you
working
got
on?
going?
Yeah. So I dropped Camp Infinity EP 001. I dropped it last July. So I'm working on Camp Infinity 002 that I'm dropping this month as well. So yeah,
Nice.
this month gonna be a big month for us for sure.
Because like Kiana Lynn has something coming out on
And she lives,
Yeah.
she lives in a whole different
So
city.
like we're like really flooding like
5/14.
we're really
Yeah,
flooding
we're gonna
May right
flood.
now.
We're
Like
gonna
May
flood.
and June is finna be like really hot right now.
So let's go ahead and play. In like in the yearbook, you have that page like most, like who is the class clown? So I'm gonna ask you a couple of questions. I want all three of you guys to say the name at the same time. All right? It has to be in the it has to be that anybody in the fucking Asian abnormals.
Okay.
All y'all. Okay,
Okay.
it's between whoever you got in the group, right?
All right.
All right, so ready?
Okay.
Who is the most class clown? I'm gonna give you about 1 second. That was 1 second. 3, 2, 1.
Dewan.
For sure.
Just
preach.
damn it, I
preach.
missed up on that one. It's definitely
That's
preach.
It was
preach.
almost
It's
you.
definitely
It was
preach.
almost Lottie.
Bro,
Or
what,
Lottie,
me?
yeah.
It was almost Lottie.
I don't
You
clown
know-
around. I'm serious.
Ish.
You know what's funny?
But it's preach.
I couldn't
It's definitely
imagine
preach.
It's
being
preach.
class clown.
You can't
Preach
imagine that.
is
No, preach
definitely,
is the class
definitely the class
100%.
clown.
100%.
He's gonna watch this. He's gonna be like,
I
"Damn."
But it's the
renege
truth.
my quote
he knows
and
it.
I
That's
preach.
what's
It's the
He
truth.
knows
All right. The most person to be late all the time. 1 second. 3, 2,
That's a
1,
tough
go.
one.
Kiana Lynn.
You had that one ready, Dewan. That's cold. That's cold.
Kiana Lynn and I moan.
He was-
Like
I moved. I was that moved.
now, say ask who be early.
Say I'm
Bria Seed is there like
I'll say I'm
Is she-
30 minutes
she in a whole
early.
different state.
Yeah, right. She in a whole different city, and she stays the farthest, but she would be there like 30 minutes. And like I'm here. Like
All right. The next one is fashionista. It could be man or woman. I just
Oh.
say fashionista because it's the first thing that came to mind. So let's go. 3, 2, 1.
Christoph
Breon.
and Brian.
Yeah.
Yeah. What about them?
It's a close tie.
Yeah.
It's a
Okay.
close
Yeah. It's a
tie.
close tie between them. They
Between
both
them
always
two,
bring
yeah.
the look.
Okay.
They do.
Breon
They always
just bring the heat like all the time.
All right. So who's the most serious? Ready? 3, 2, 1, go.
Dewan.
Jamal.
Yeah.
Dewan.
Yeah.
Dewan
I
Jamal.
think you
agree with
already
that.
you guys are like,
Basically.
duh. Like he is the one that's like
question.
snapping everybody to get to work. And let's go. One more. The one that's the most. What's a good category? Okay. The one that always is the shyest one, but always just outdo everybody else.
Why we-
Ready?
One,
3,
two.
2, 1, go.
Da
Christoph.
Vinci?
Da Vinci? What did
I
he
don't
do?
know.
I mean,
I don't
Da Vinci
know
don't
why. I don't know. Like he's quiet, but like he's definitely
Bria really don't
involved
talk either.
in the
Who?
studio session.
Bria,
Like,
Bria doesn't talk.
Bria.
I say the quiet killers. Christoph
killers.
and Bria. Like you won't expect them to add what they do. I had some of the best studio sessions with them because we could really get musically
I feel like the
technical
people
in
who
those
are
sessions.
quiet, they tend to like be processing what's going on in
that's
the
all it
room,
is, like,
and then they're just like, "Do you have an idea?" It's like, "Well,
it's like
I
that
think," and it's like
analytical,
everybody's looking at him like, "What? That's genius."
I'll say something
Yeah.
like that. Yeah.
Nice. So how? Okay, I know you guys started this project in November, right?
Mm.
So like, over time, of a total like, how many hours did you guys spend in total, if you guys were to estimate, like on this whole project?
Oh, man.
Everybody's studio session. Everybody had at least 2 studio sessions, and we did it. Everybody had at least studio sessions. They were at least 2 to 3 hours plus.
If you put the hours together, I think you can reach 2 days.
Almost, yeah. I'd say almost close to 48 hours.
Because the
Yeah.
studio session alone is like
And then
6
plus
or 7.
writing outside of it, and then
All of the-
arranging.
So did each individual person write for themselves, or was it like is it ghostwriting? You know?
We can say it was some
songwriting.
collaborative. We can say it was collaborative writing. I know
Yeah, like
the
someone comes
rappers
up
and the
with it.
poets, they wrote all of their
yeah, for sure.
stuff, but like a lot of the musical stuff, I wrote it. Or I wrote. No, You was already written because it was
Right. Yes.
my song.
Yes.
You know, we just redid it, and Breon added a verse. And I mean, yes, everybody. It was collaborative writing. We did a lot of collaborative writing because Bria Seed is a G on that with that pen. You know.
Yeah. When she gets in her zone, she says
Oh, yeah.
multiple times that she's just gets going right to her.
But everybody is writers. We all are penmen. So yeah.
nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
So, before we end off this episode, what's something you have to say to the listeners about yourself individually who have been a part of this project? Actually, before we end this, I want everybody to know who are the AbNormals, so they won't get confused with the.
So all the members of the
Extraterrestrials.
AbNormal. Dewan Jamal, you got that.
Okay, so the AbNormals. Oh wow. Okay, so we have Dewan Jamal.
How about this? You have to tell them who they are, and you have to give them. You have to say a catchphrase they always say behind that.
That's tough.
Okay,
Catchphrase?
And you guys can chime in for it.
so we got
All
Preach
right,
the Poet. He's in the AbNormal.
Oh man, bombs still bursting in Birmingham.
Still-
Bill Connor still. Okay. We got Kiana Lynn. She's an AbNormal.
What would she
And what is
say?
Kiana? What would Kiana
What would
Lynn?
Kiana say?
You're gonna hate this interview when it comes out.
What would Kiana say? Kiana is like a ball of energy.
Like,
She's
yeah,
like
you don't know what she's gonna say.
she never knows. She's
She doesn't have a
bubble
particular
gum.
catchphrase.
Bubblegum.
Yeah.
Yes.
Positive.
It's kinda
Positive
everywhere.
energy. You know,
Positive
she's
energy.
sweet. Yes. That's one thing that she would bring to the room.
Nice.
Bria Seed is an AbNormal, and what Bria brings, I don't know what the energy is, but it's the most welcoming.
No,
the
she's
most,
very welcoming for sure.
It's like a warm energy we get around it.
Mm.
Creative. She's very
Yeah.
creatively smart. We got a lot of our dads listen to a lot of the same music, so me and her have a lot of the similar interests. So I really fuck with her. We have Breon. Breon brings Mary J. Blige,
I
Cookie
could feel it.
Lion,
I could feel it.
New York
Cookie
vibe
Lion.
Yeah.
What's that?
from Empire.
Yeah.
Like Breon is like our
Wu Tang and like ODB and
Yes.
shit. So like she come like she
That-
like whenever she step in the room, like her presence gonna be
her
felt
presence,
100%.
and
Nice.
she's short, but
And
she
she's the smallest one in the room.
Right,
No,
but
you
she
can't
has
say
one of the
she's short.
biggest.
She gonna come at you guys.
She
hard.
knows she's small, but I rap. I'm small, but I rap.
But she don't
big.
give a fuck.
That's a
bro.
phrase.
She don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
bro.
That's whose catchphrase would be woo-ha. I messed up and said that for Bria.
Yeah.
You said
And
Bria,
then we have
sounded like
iMoon,
Bria.
and iMoon is an AbNormal.
Yeah.
Lottie, Kenzie, and Uzo, they are AbNormals because they produced. They played the instrumentation. And then we have Brian Murphy. He came in. So y'all are gonna hear a different iteration of the album when you hear it.
Nice. Well,
Yeah,
I
it'll be
really
different.
can't wait. Honestly, you guys are doing great things. You guys are dropping great content. It's very secretive. It's like one of the the things you like. Damn, like you should have been a part of it. Y'all missed it.
That's
like, try out.
exactly what I felt when I watched the
Oh, yeah.
the Gigawatt of it. I was like,
Wait, when is
man,
that dropping?
I'm missing that. I was like, wait, that's me in the video.
Yes.
Oh, I was there.
When is that dropping?
The 19th. I think
whenever
it's
he said
5/19.
it, basically.
It's 5/19.
So Jigger Water music
2 days
video, or
before.
is
Yes,
it
it's just gonna be the music video.
okay, music video dropping.
And the
5/19.
song and the version of the song that you hear in the video is not the version of the song
That's gonna be
that
on
you're gonna
Evergreen.
hear on the album.
Nice.
But yeah. So
Okay.
yeah.
Keep it
Well,
fresh.
all right. Go ahead and give your social media handles to where they can follow you guys.
Okay, I am It's the One Jamal. It's the One Jamal 101. It's the One Jamal 101. And also we are the AbNormals.
Mine is Christoph on all platforms. KHRISTOPHE_.
It is Ladi_the musician. That's LADI_ the musician on Instagram, and all my other social media is connected to that.
You gotta give them like the other 5.
I was gonna say just
do like the other
I'll just link that in the
Yeah.
description below.
Also at Iggy Menji, also at Solid Media,
Also
at Solid 516, also at Open
808
Flow,
808
also at 808
Wait, that's you too?
That's him too.
Oh,
that's
exactly.
all Lottie.
You thought that was a whole other person?
I was like, that was someone else.
That means
No.
I'm doing something right. That means
No.
I'm doing something right.
All right, you guys. Thank
Hold
you for listening. Thank you for watching.
Yes, thank
Follow.
you. Can we tell them that too, though? Thank you
Yeah.
guys for tuning in. Which camera can I look at then? Then it's where they see
Both
me.
of them.
Listen, thank you guys so much for listening to us, for even watching this interview. This project is going to be so dope.
Dope.
Do not miss out on the opportunity to hear about these evergreen, abnormal people. Evergreen.
Evergreen, y'all.
Trees.
All right, y'all. We are
Thank you.
out. Stay one up. All
Peace.
the
Stay
time.
one up. Stay one up.